tradition. Yeah. Little bit drew. Wow.
Kaptu Rala. So pretty.
Karnam, Lama Chodin Lim.
Karachini Digra.
Lama Chodin Shak.
No. So we'll do the full Lama Chopa.
Karsa. Tango Amon Shirasha Karita.
Shafuchudu. Shafuchu.
Chaza. Samasato Yomare.
No.
Lama Chobasu.
No.
Nantangin Dan.
No. Chui Ge Ni Dai Ge Be Ten Kan Den Son Den Za We La Ma San Ge 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 O Ni Nam Bai Ngu Mi Zim Be Ge Long She Ji Cha Ni Dum Ga Cho Cha Ye Che Ji Yen Ba Nyan Cha Yu Zi Kan We Lun Zi Nam Guru Gum Nine Din Che Ge Sun Se Se Doi Ben Je La Zi Don Garai Gya Lan Doroi Je Chang She Ji Cha Ni Gu Dong No Doro De So Ni Yin Jo Kyu En Gen De Dong Gengi Tejin La Zendangi Nazelo Sembe Genden Veze Tomba Jaizen Karawe Doronje Ge Ronje Ge Jobe Ombo Nanda Deje Kama Ji Yum Ji Ge Je Zagi Sinam Jan Job Zembang Ambuta Jon Yiti Chitam Yen La Trove Womboni Veze Choyo Neji Sanwa Jiten Banam Shavai Giten Takorim Jingye Gulama Yitangi Go La Zotan Sangi Janzen Awakando Din Suya Tu Nejur Den Dai Gozo Doroi Je Sun Sen Hun Yi Weze Cha Yu Yi Ran Yin Ne Ne Yi Ji Ba Na
Shiriyan Charawe Genzi Gyagin Amazing Nam Rewai Kyabje Jhado Rinpoche Dec Pende malu jongwe gojibu Jejun la mi jablai jaselo Lai jedun bazangi gungi gu Gede Pazo gungi nai lai ngewa Jinjin la manam la jaselo Tu sun jo ju jo be la matan Ni jo be de yang ju zu Shendu nyam be lu tu cha ze roi ya gyun je sun la ma koro je na zo je jing ga zo bu wan ne ge le be ban ne yang ne Da jie de ti chu ji da ge ba Tombo se ma den wa be ba zebe me to za dan ba na ti jin be gi do ba be to ye ya ge ngem bu ting ge la la ye da no bu ra ba de me to no so me ze de ga ge ka bo zen den go gun di ge be ju zo jin go go ni ki ro ye ju dan za ja dong wa nai la dai mi yi sha ze lum bo bo a zo ra mo ji dai dai ye Si je noi ga le on je ze gi da wa tong ge be ge gi yi to jin ji ten le de ran gi go son ge we me to ji yan tai ge zan je be ti som bu troi jin la wa som ri ni la nge de Kyabje Jhado Rinpoche Dec. Jagyu nga dan dhima nga la so chanto pa du chi kya tsu chu ye wan lan zu pe zin tru chu shi te pe gyu tse la ke lu cha ma shin ge nga ge hen ge po nye so se de gyu mi cha ya nang ya bu Lenge dewe ye je che che gun ran che tan dewe yin ye me lun do ma zan je le de den dan jan ju sem jo ke la pu Nyo mo shi ya sai ji ne jong be san be ming che ta na zo tang Gyeni Giji Daten Bula Nanga Jizi Mansu Sondo Gyunjo Sonla Da Yaji Teba Tamche Soso Roe Gela Jiran Sangi Chanju Gigi Sangi Chedan Sojo La Chanju Batu Da Yaji Ranjin Dene Radu Chaju Semni Gyabagi Chanjo Jogi Semni Kie Kine Semjen Tamche Tagi Tandu Chanjo Jojo Yon Jabagi Tola Penche Sang Joba Joa Kunjo Sonla Ta Gaji Deba Tamche Sozo Sha Roe Gela Jiran Sange Chanjo Gigi Son Sange Jodan Zojo La Chanjo Badu Ta Gaji Ranjin Dene Radu Chanjo Semni Gyaba Chanjo Jogi Semni Gi Gini Sinjin Tamje Tagi Tandu Nye Chanjo Jojo Yewon Jeba Gi Trola Penji Sange Troba Jo Kanjo Zonla Ta Gaji Deba Tamje Soso Troe Gela Jiran Sange Chanjo Yigi Sun Sange Jodon Zojo La Chanjo Badu Ta Ranjin Nene Radu Ji Chanjo Semni Gyaba Chanjo Jogi Semni Ki Kine Semjin Tamje Tagi Tundu Chanjo Jojo Yon Jeva Rola Penje Sangye Robara Sho Sangye Chanjo Semba Gun Dala Gomba Zedo So Da Mingyo Noji Shi Giwe Tu Dine Sunde Zu Chanjo Nyingbo Chige Jida Tu Sun Gombo Na Chanjo Tune Ngenze Pe Chanjo Semne Lana Tamba Dagi Gebaragi Sujingi Ne Laba Dan Gewe Jene Dupa Dan Semjin Dunje Sujin Soso Tembo Dagi Sun Sange Chudan Gindun De Lana Mebe Kunjo Sange Na Jo Lege Be Tomba Tene Dagi Sun Doji Rijo Chembo Ye Doji Tebu Jaya Yanda Nidu Sunwa Ye Loban Dayan Sunwa Ye Rinchen Rijo Chembo Ye Danzi Yidu Wal Yire Jine Tutu Tu Jimba Namshi Tatu Jin Chanchu Chembo Lechung Peme Richen Tapala Chidan Sanwa Tepa Sun Kanchu Soso Sunwa Ye Legi Rijo Chembo La Tomba Tamche Temba Yanda Nidu Soso Sun Chebe Leni Jinu Chanjo Semne Lana Me Tamba Dagi Gebaragi Senjin Gungi Dungi Ji Dagi Tomba Malus Madawana Dagi Da Madawana Dagi Goma Jimba Uyun Shin Senjin Yangi De La Gu Madawana Dagi Da Madawana Dagi Goma Jimba Uyun Senjin Yangi De La Gu Madawana Dagi Da Madawana Dagi Goma Jimba Uyun Senjin Yangi De Toi me dene mienge be lenge dan jizaki ran chi chi pa Dui je je den Cheng ai ge zhen Yi jai zhen je mi Yi dai bai Chen ai jin Sen man dan Yon mi lan ji jin ge ai tamai ji ki Ega ji Charave namangara Rai dai jai saimbata Peyi rang. So, as it says at the bottom of this page, yes, pause to meditate very strongly, extensively on rejoicing. Rejoice in the past, present, and future merits of yourself, other sentient beings, including bodhisattvas and Buddhas as well. Pye join kinzi jozim bom chi te daye rondi ben de kunde Yeda yendu Nedambe Chizoinge Jeki Charabai Aibu Doroi Jego Ki me Yan Zun Jo Wang Yi Kya Bizarre Eto Tai Jai Me Ji Jian Se Marai Nyai Me Ta Arai Jo Su Se Te Da Chim Bin Angarange Doi Gandria Zote Je Sinai Yi Sera Gendo Emeje
offering with the special request for 3 great purposes.
Jale babo zambule no balanche chalame yudaleva ngaya dan ngaya shin yoden dan lan joto taminye dan taminye Rinpoche ryo ba zamgi shin deje yeba mamu baye loto kolo Rinpoche nobo Rinpoche zumo Rinpoche lombo Rinpoche Lambo Rinpoche, Tajo Rinpoche, Mabe Rinpoche, Tejen Baye Bumba, Kiema, Chamama, Luma, Kara, Metoma, Dibema, Nazema, Dijama, Yema, Tawa, Rinpoche, Tu, Chole, Namba, Gawe, Kya, Zen, Uso, Lada, Ajabun, Zunzova, Masawa, Miapa, Sanji, Yito, Wamwa, Tita, Tinjin, Sawa, thank you. Chebe Palen Lama Tamba Namdan Kiaba Tuya Lama Lozan Tuwa Tochi Jambo Lazo Kodan Jeba Nala Shinga Vakia Tuje Joe Tandu Chetu Shini Ganda Zodro Ama Yunangi Tata Nyambe Senjin Tamje La Tuje Wa Chembe Gon Shingi La Tu Zaji Begi Joji Me To Trang Ri Ra Bli Shi Nye Den Gen Ba Ti San Ge Jin Do Me Ti Wa Yi Da Ge Dam Da Ji La Cheba Jo Lama Dan Kunjo Rinpoche Namba Sumla Jasa Shin Kyabso Chiwo Kienam Ki Tagi Gyujin Ge Labdu Su Tata Ma Simshen Tamje Shenye Lama Gupa Ne Zunde Tani Su Sema Zimbe Pagi Chinje Logi Natada Gaba Shenye La Gupa So Chinji Ma Lobe Lot Natada Tala Delatu
Ken Chinange Parche Tamje
Nwa Shiva Jinge Labdu Se Lama Dan Kunjo Rinpoche Namba Sumla Chase Shi Kyabso Kienange Dagi Gyu Jinge Labdu Se Tata Masim Shen Tamche Shenye Lama Gupa Ne Zun Tani Su Sema Zimbe Bagi Chinje Loge Lo Natada Gaba Shenye La Gupa So Chinji Malo Belo Natada Dela Tu Kiawata Kenji Nange Baje Tamche Nyewa Shewa Jinge Labdu Se Lama Dan Kunjo Rinpoche Namba Sumla Chase Shin Kyabso Chiu Kienange Dagi Gyu Jinge Labdu Se Tata Masim Shen Tamche Shenye Lama Gupa Ne Zunde Tani Su Sema Zimbe Bagi Chinje Loge Lo Natada Gaba Dan Shenye La Gupa So Chinje Malo Belo Natada Dela Tu Kiawata Kenchi Nange Baje Tamche Nyawa Shewa Jinge Labdu Se Edam Guru Rana Mendala Kani Dayame Ngare Kunjun Tuwan Toji Chan Mime Sewe Tenje Tenesi Trimi Kembe Wumbo Champe Duwa Le Jonje Saweta Kanjin Kebe Suyan Losan Tra Kyazun Kulu Lama Sangela Kozun Kubi Kone Tsewa Kanjin Minjin Rawa Jinge Lo Chodan Tumun Ngadu Tsatu Su Rontumun Ngadu Se Mime Sewe Tenje Tenesi Trimi Kembe
No. 5 colored nectar beams flow forth from the Guru's holy body, entering my body and mind and those of all sentient beings. These purify all diseases, spirit harms, negative karmas, and obscurations, especially all the collections of obscurations, negative karmas, and degenerated samayas created in relationship to the virtuous friend, such as giving harm to the holy body, breaking advice, disturbing the holy mind, generating undevotional thoughts, criticizing, giving up the Guru, and so forth. From all my doors, sense organs, and pores, these are dispelled in the form of liquid smoke or black soot. They are completely purified. My body becomes the nature of light, calm, and clear. My life, fortune, merit, and all my qualities of understanding and realization are developed fully. The blessings of the Guru's holy body, holy speech, and holy mind enter my body, speech, and mind, and those of all sentient beings. And I and all sentient beings are now under the protection of the virtuous friend. Requests. Yenden June Sitin Gazu Je Manda Nobu Sogi Yonzu Tan Numi Zimba Tuwa Nibe Je Nedendo Azina Tsoa De Kandan Dena Dewa Shebe Lam Damba Ebe Yenden Chuden Pa Malu Gyawe Dunzo Chugi Je Tejo Gewe Shela Soa De Kosun Legdam Lochen Sunden Tan Yodan Gyumi Ngatan Gyushe Shin Teni Chusun Chidan Cheke Doje Zimbe Sola Soa De Sanje Tame Chumbe Matuve Marundu Geni Tutroala Teje Lanzan Jishin Tumba Yagan Tuje Chen La Soa De Tube Nima Tuge Nugu De Gunga Mebe Troa Mambola Gyaven Zeba Nyewa Drunze Be Yagan Tuje Chen La Soa De Tusun Choju Gyawa Tamje Le Kange Babu Buga Chisanya Daja Sona Shindu Lenga Yagan Tuje Chen La Soa De Deshi Kusum Genji Kolo Ne Tange Jundu Trave Choge Tame Sugi Troa Tenze Pe Yagan Tuje Chen La Soa De Kyege Punkam Kenche Yala Nam Eje Ringa Yang Yimbada Troe Wambe Rashin Chosun Ge Daniela Machola Soa De Kyege Yishi Rapa Lechon Kengo Kolo Jewe Dani De Rije Kyabda Doji Zimbe So Sunju Dambe Gana Soa De Jime Lenge Gawe Roga Dan Yirme Tenyo Kunjab Kungita Thoma Tate Kunsan Dendang Chanchu Senga Gyora Soa De Kyone Lama Kyoni Yitan Kyoni Kandro Chukyon Tene Zunde Chanchu Pato Kyome Kashin Mito Dedan Bado Jime Tanya Tuje Chagyu Sunzo Siji Jita Ngado Kunzo Tengi Dok Pachu Son Kyone Lama Kyoni Yitan Kyoni Kandro Chukyon Tene Zunde Chanchu Pato Kyome Kashin Mito Dedan Bado Jime Tanya Tuje Chagyu Sunzo Siji Jita Ngado Kunzo Tengi Dok Pachu Son Kyone Lama Kyoni Yitan Kyoni Kandro Chukyon Tene Zunde Chancho Pato Kyome
Menzo
Dedan Bado Jime Tanya Tuje Chagyu Sunzo Siji Juru Ngoto Kunzo Tengi Tro Aije Zon Deta Lenzon Soa Tabe Du Lame Kuzun Tuki Nena Yuji Wese Kama Tinga Sun Rindan Chija Chune Tani Nesun Rindan Chija Timba Le Tiji Daji Nanda Onji Uji Tojin Lama Niva Gejin Timbe Jing Labara Gyu Omaku Bajatara Bataraga Majushiva Ginda Chumatigana Shasana
Shiribhadra Savasi Dev
working in Zuma, I'm a guru as dar better come just working Suma the Ganesh.
Arasaman Shirba the Sawas de
I'm a guru as das Matikism.
Darsumat Kidisidu, on Darsumat Kidis.
My guru as das
Sumat
Matikism. That on Munimuna Munes at Munimuna. That on Munimuna so ha, on way to go down. Vegan and on Japan, there won't be done. Arms the home. The home. Zaburim. Guru Vajitan. Vajatara home, home, ahom, Gavadi, Nutoda, Lama Sanjay Tribune, Toachi Gamalu, Te Sala, Gaba, Show. Talk offering now. Long je de gebeta de je nan ba wo ba mo ma dai ju be mi ya me tai bai ra ja bai shi ko hon je ge nie ji je ge ngong lo me yo shi barawete mi ge ge bu song ge ka a zen de ba ga ba omo je na so ba wa yu de da de ne oma a ka do zi ji so ba lo yu me ba ze na shu ye we lan bai che ye yi ge sun le we ze joy joy je be roi je zo de je je na je ran so yi ge zum tim de je je ne je dan Chang do ba je ma o de ge be ba ya zo yu o ma ao o ma ao o ma ao o tu je tai ni Sai gyu la ma tai yi no ma la zo
Yedam Hazo Koche Yeche Oma Abu
Deke Bela Rabe Simje
Ema Ho Musu
Oi Tiji Mata Jage Jinlabe Zame Dede Sonje Gyatodi Kunjori Jesu Oma Abu Deke Bela Rabe Simje
Ema Ho Tengadan Chaje Chenlabe
Same Dede Sonje Gyatodi
Andro
Andro
Chujan Oma Abu
Deke Bela Rabe Simje
Ema Ho So Dinzenga Chaje Chenlabe
Same Dede Sonje Gyatodi Magyo Senje
Oma Abu
Deke Bela Rabe Simje Ema Ho Jing Dan Jage
Chenlabe
Same Dede Sonje Gyatodi Sayu Lame Son
Oma Abu
Deke Bela Rabe Simje
Ema Ho
Same Dede Sonje Gyatodi
Kolo Dombe
Oma Ahu Deke Bela Rabe Simje
Ema Ho Chaje Chenla Pe
Same Dede Sonje
Yidam Ago Koche Oma
Ahu Deke Bela
Rebe Tsunzen
Ema Ho
Ndu Chache
Ho
Jinzen Adan Chaje Chenla
Same Dede Sonje Gyatodi Kunjori
Oma Deke Bela Rebe Tsunzen
Ema Ho
Dinzen Adan Chaje Chenla
Same Dede Sonje Gyatodi
Kandro Chujong Sona Nichen Bo Oma
Deke Bela Rabe Simje
Ema Ho
Chile
O Dinzen Adan Chaje Chenla
Same Dede Sonje Gyatodi
Maju Senjen Sona Nichen Bo Oma Deke Bela Rebe Tsenzen Ema Ho
The sog is going to be handed to you in a spoon. Do you want to stand in front? You stand behind Venerable Samten a little bit. Tarte au croissant. Do you want a tart or do you want a croissant? Take your pick. Take your pick. Take one or the other. I'm offering you a tart or a croissant. Yes.
kandra zonangi Wende jinja kelam bao dane ne jo kandro dane kandro ma gela dane suwande Rangsi jone namge rangsi jo pove sogi yune tongwata Senye do den zo ye ge ba yi ju jin ba ro yi jin ba a la la ho ai a ra li de me kan so na yi se we de la the leftover. O mada tuna yin suda a yi she le du du zi che om de gu ya zo chenpo yo om a ho ho ti zi nga chan cha ye chin la be sa me du zi zo ya zo di sam jen shi yo so man yi Dege bella rebe simsene Emma ho nenjo Jimba Kyabje Jhado Rinpoche Dec Ngonze Gyawa Namge Madre Kewe So Jimbe Dre Inji. We'll do the stages of the path in English. LC 84. There we are, thank you. The power of having made offerings. Okay, so yeah, I've got different translation. I'll follow this. Supreme field of merit, my perfect pure guru, through the power of having made offerings and respectful requests, I seek your blessing, Savior, on the very root of happiness and goodness, that I may come under your joyful guidance. Would do the 9 attitudes. I request my kind, perfect root guru, who is more extraordinary than all the Buddhas, please bless me to be able to follow you, the qualified perfect guru, with great respect in all my lives. Realizing that correctly following you, the kind, perfect guru, the foundation of all good qualities, is the root of happiness and goodness, I will follow you with great respect, not forsaking you even at the cost of my life. Thinking of the importance of the qualified guru, I will allow myself to enter under your control. May I be like an obedient son, acting exactly in accordance with the Guru's advice. Even when Mara's evil friends and the like tried to split me from the Guru, may I be like a Vajra, inseparable forever. When the Guru gives me work, whatever the burden, may I be like the earth carrying it all. When I follow the Guru, whatever suffering occurs, may I be like a mountain immovable. Even if I have to perform every unpleasant task, may I be like a servant of the king with a mind undisturbed. Having abandoned pride, holding myself lower than the Guru, may I be like a sweeper. May I be like a rope, joyfully holding the Guru's work, no matter how difficult or heavy a burden. Even when the Guru criticizes, provokes, or ignores me, may I be like a dog never responding with anger. May I be like a ferry boat, never upset at any time to come and go for the Guru. Glorious and precious Guru, please bless me to be able to practice in this way. From now on and in all my future lives, may I be able to devote myself to the virtuous friend in this way. Realizing how this body of freedoms and richness is found but once, is difficult to obtain, and is quickly lost, I seek your blessings to make it worthwhile and take its essence, without being distracted by the meaningless affairs of this life. Aghast at the searing blades of suffering in the lower realms, I take heartfelt refuge in the three rare sublime ones and seek your blessings that I may diligently strive to abandon all negative karma and accomplish the accumulation of every virtue. Violently tossed amidst waves of karma and delusions played by the many sea monsters of the three kinds of suffering, I seek your blessings to develop an end, longing to be liberated from this infinite and frightful. Having abandoned the mind that views this unbearable prison of cyclic existence as a beautiful park, I seek your blessings to hold the three trainings, the treasure of the Arya's wealth, and thereby to uphold the victory banner of liberation. Having considered how all these miserable beings have been my mothers and have raised me with kindness again and again, I seek your blessings to develop effortless compassion like that of a loving mother for her precious child. And there is no difference between myself and others. None of us wishes for even the slightest of sufferings or is ever content with the happiness we have. Realizing this, I seek your blessings that I may generate joy for the happiness of others. This chronic disease of cherishing myself is a cause giving rise to my unsought suffering. Perceiving this, I seek your blessings to blame, begrudge, and destroy the monstrous demon of selfishness. The mind that cherishes mothers and places them in bliss is the gateway leading to infinite qualities. Seeing this, I seek your blessings to cherish these transmigratory beings more than my life, even should they rise up as my enemies. In brief, infantile beings labor only for their own, while the able ones work solely for the welfare of others. With a mind understanding the distinction between the failings of one and the advantages of the other, I seek your blessings to myself and others. Cherishing myself is the doorway to all loss, while cherishing my mothers is the foundation of all qualities. Hence, I seek your blessings to make my heart practice the yoga of exchanging myself for others. So go on to the 95. Thank you. And thus, perfect, pure, compassionate Guru, I seek your blessings that all negative karmas, obscurations, and sufferings of mother transmigratory beings may without exception ripen upon me right now, and that by giving my happiness and virtue to others, all transmigratory beings may experience happiness. And thus, perfect, pure, compassionate Guru, I seek your blessings that all negative karmas, obscurations, and sufferings of mother may without exception ripen upon me right now, and that by giving my happiness and virtue to others, all transmigratory beings may experience happiness. And thus, perfect, pure, compassionate Guru, I seek your blessings that all negative karmas, obscurations, and sufferings of mother transmigratory beings may without exception ripen upon me right now, and that by giving my happiness and virtue to others, all transmigratory beings may experience happiness. Even if the environment and beings are fruits of negative karma and unwished for suffering pours down like rain, I seek your blessings to take these miserable conditions as a path by seeing them as causes to results of negative karma. In short, no matter what appearance arise, be they good or bad, I seek your blessings to transform them into a path increasing the two bodhicittas through the practice of the five powers, the quintessence of the entire Dharma, and thus to cultivate only mental happiness. I seek your blessings that I may relate everything I meet to meditation through skillful means, possessing the four practices, and that I may make this life of freedoms and richness great, practicing the commitments and precepts of thought transformation. In order to rescue all transmigratory beings from the vast sea of existence, I seek your blessings to train only in bodhicitta, through love, compassion, and the special attitude conjoining with the technique, mounting, taking, and giving on the breath. I seek your blessings that I may eagerly endeavor to put into practice the three Mahayana moral codes and to restrain my mind to the pure vows of the conqueror's sons, the single path journeyed by all conquerors of the three times. I seek your blessings to complete the perfection of generosity through the guideline teaching for increasing the mind that gives without attachment, namely transforming my body, wealth, merits of virtue of the three times into the objects of desire by each and every sentient being. I seek your blessings to complete the perfection of morality
by not transgressing the bounds of Patimoksha, Bodhisattva, and Tantric vows, even at the cost of my life, accumulating virtuous qualities and accomplishing the purpose of sentient beings. Should even all the beings of the three realms without exception become angry at me, humiliate, criticize, threaten, or even kill me, I seek your blessings not to be agitated, but to complete the perfection of patience that works for their benefit in response to their harm. Even after I remain for an ocean of eons for the sake of even just one sentient being, I seek your blessings to complete the perfection of joyous effort that out of compassion untiringly strives to supreme enlightenment. Having abandoned the faults of sinking, excitement, and distraction, I seek your blessings to complete the perfections of firm contemplation, to the samadhi of single-pointed placement, on the nature of reality of all phenomena, their lack of existence. I seek your blessings to complete the perfection of wisdom through the space, like yoga of single-minded placement upon ultimate truth, conjoined with appliancy and great bliss induced by the discriminating wisdom analyzing suchness. I seek your blessings to perfect the samadhi on illusion by outer and inner phenomena lack true existence but still appear like an illusion, a dream, or the moon's image on a still lake. Samsara and nirvana lack even an atom of inherent existence, and cause and effect independent, arising or unbetraying. I seek your blessings to discern the meaning of Nagarjuna's thought, that these two are mutually complementary and not contradictory. Then crossing the depths of the ocean of Tantra through the kindness of my Captain Vajradhara, I seek your blessings that I may hold the roots of cities dearer than my life. I seek your blessings that whatever appears may arise as a dead, having cleansed all stains of ordinary appearance and grasping with the first stage yoga of transforming birth, death, and bad, three bodies of a conqueror. I seek your blessings to actualize in this life the path uniting clear light and illusory, which arises from placing your Savior on the 8 petals of my heart, the very center of my central channel. If it comes before I have completed the points of the path, I seek your blessings that I may be led to a pure land through the instructions for applying the 5 powers of the Guru's transference of consciousness, the forceful means to enlightenment. In short, I seek your blessings, my Savior, to be guided by you from birth inseparably throughout all my lives, and thus to become your main disciple, holding every secret of your holy body, speech, and mind. Savior, please grant that all be auspicious for me to be foremost among your very wherever you manifest Buddhahood, so that all my temporal and ultimate perception may be and spontaneously fulfilled. Lai an yin ge be me ze tu la sha ze we cha dem ba shu su and the give namai karai ge wa ya tu sun de she se je namai ji ki ze wa me la ma lu du ba dang long do dang ju zin be gyu ro mo de yi tu le se ra kyun do da te jo kro lo shi da mi de shi nghe jun chan sen an dai da wa lim nie lam gi zhe ba dai qin yu ai zi jie nam ai kara shi ni gi sen gi ten de me shi gu ba gu de de ne ga da du ge le nam ge de so sa ge lo sa
da be je gida laba so nama da ze je ro la zen ne jo ra jo so ge yon ga we tu te yun da ne la ma la jo la se wa da bi lo sa ra ba yi ji la jo ne jen de le yi zhuo lo san lo yi Sorry. You need to tune with this. I got mixed up. Isn't it? Is the last verse? It's not. Sorry. We'll assume that was the preliminary prayers.
Sanje chedan soje chono la chanjo bado dane kyauso dage junye gibe chona gi rola benje sanje ro bara shu sanje che soje chono la chanjo bado dane kyauso che dage jin so gibe chona gi Kala penjir sanje rubara sho sanje che soge chono la chanjo bardo dane kyauso che dage jen so gebe chonangi kala penjir sanje rubara sho 강기 도전이 손에 나와 던져 방배전 담배 춘 던져배 고담들라 차체 다들은 체주디 기지 초디야 뭐지 중소 다들네 들은 원로 서지 뭐지 빅스지 차샤나 삼부도 당고 아망문진기 원로 서지 달 당고 아망문지 세디 조조 양답에 따와지 시기요래 따와 도단지 시기요래 다 양답에 따와 도단세 리고데 티버치중 나단 제바 참을로 개침부 쉬우지래 시간 안에 나란서 남바산지와 인친제 찍라 따와가다기 찾아시스 간다 따외 찾는 남바산지와 제일 추다 맞추 생긴데 가다기 찾아시 아니 따두디 되다만도 사지래 두제 탐제 미타바 사제 탐제 동아와 최 탐제 동시 다음에 봐 양엘른다와 시와스 뭐다 디기 내가 가서 지른 점을린 게 디나네 남바산제의 최바지기 뭐네 최제고야 돼 가르치니 최지기 여바슬라비나 두제 탐제 미타바르도 왔어 사제 탐제 동아바르도 왔어 최 탐제 동시 다음에 바르도 왔어 양엘른다와 시와 인자 앵아 최지기 여서가지고 다도 디가 들려버렸어.
So that was good. It's it's the 10th of the month, the day for offering the sog. So we did the Lama Chöp with the sog, so that was good. Then so now I would like to give a little bit of a background kind of introduction to the recognizing my mother, the text we're going to be looking at now. So this is a text which is about the correct view, and it talks about how to develop that view. And it's something which is extremely important for all at all levels of practice, whether whether you're a person of small capability, middling, great capability, sutra, tantra, at all levels, it's vital. It's really indispensable. And actually, we can understand this from the four seals. The four seals that attest to whether a teaching is, the word of the Buddha, teaching of the Buddha or not. So these four seals, what we usually say is that in order, whether or not you're Buddhist in terms of your view, your philosophical view, can be understood from whether you accept these four seals or not. So you're a Buddhist or not, in terms of your view, according to whether you accept these four. And those four are that all compounded phenomena are impermanent, all contaminated phenomena are in the nature of suffering. Then all phenomena are empty and selfless. Then the fourth one, nirvana is peace. And in fact, we can see the importance of these four. If you imagine somebody asks you, why do you practice Dharma? So the answer is actually because all compounded phenomena are impermanent, because all contaminated phenomena are in the nature of suffering, because all phenomena are empty and selfless, and because nirvana is peace. That's why I practice Dharma.
상계 좀 된데기 당분에 따와가다기 찾아시 뭐좀 나윤드네 딱 그냥 얘기해들 이제 쳐고다 뭔가를 대바 쳐고다 두스천 그냥 디기딘데 용구르다스 두 숨도 왔어 당보 코라나네 리벨람 규생 토네 마 템베 체제 다 강달 두신 체베 최지 인친제 되라 기지기지 뉴에랑 신자다스 기지기지 뉴에랑 신지 인자스 단단가란 속에 대사디 가발 내대요 내사디 가발 내대요 코알 내대요 다 코아디야 유다께 매버지네 중어마이바 유다께를 때네 중대바 딘데 인자 유레년의 중바 인자 아니 다 갈소래 양다바 마이바 유다지 동행 중에 딘데 지기 시den직 채팅이 내년의 중바 인자 아니 사직 스토어 칸다카 있느냐 다른 구별랑 신을 만들어버려 동아와라다스 다와나 디 아니 맵서야지 여러베스 디 맵서야지 여러다스 최 탐체 랑원의 투베 다 랑근원에 다음에 베랑 신체지 임바찔라 아니 로투베 나도 짐베 토네 아니 녀모봉한 레사네 아니 독시 코용하지 레다스 낭수 내주 디 치다와 신도 마시베 낭수 잠는 고코네 디왕기 ene le sange nazo sane kordeba jiredas kate nangzu nezu ni di 친줄로도 마침마제 지달 내줄래 지달 여봐 다가 나신지 안에 내토바 중바이나 레뇽기 둥내기 지 사제 초와 딜레 땐도 타르베 아니 양을 내가 시와승이지 톱규 열었다스 다 최체단 맞제 라와레 최체나 딘디지 열었다스네 다 따도 디레 다디 다 남아산지 쳐버 지금 거네 디실라 샤는 가도 최치기 열 따도 디실라 샤네 그 내가 좀 넘치 못도 와 그 유생 톤 로고도 와
Now, the Buddha himself taught these, and when he taught them, he didn't say, you just have to accept, you just have to believe out of faith in me, out of trust in me. He didn't teach it like that. He explained why these four things are true. He explained it, and so we can use reasoning to understand their truth. We can understand through reasoning that anything which is compounded, which means it's a product of causes and conditions, that it's going to be impermanent, that it's going to be subject to change. And if we think specifically, like, where are we now? Well, we're in cyclic existence. And cyclic existence is not something that simply happened just like that. It actually is a product of its own causes and conditions. And specifically, the kind of cause and condition which produces samsara is karma and the mental afflictions. And so because the causes and conditions that produce samsara are not good, therefore the result, samsara itself is not good. So what we experience in samsara, in cyclic existence, the kind of experience we have, sensations we have, they're contaminated feelings. And so because of being contaminated because of the fact they come from that, wrong, in a sense, cause, a cause which is not good, causes which is not good, karma and the mental afflictions. Therefore, in the end, we're going to end up with problems, with difficulties. In other words, in the end, they lead to just lead to nothing but suffering. And that's why it said that everything which is contaminated is suffering. Everything which is contaminated, you end up suffering. And then all of that, none of it exists from its own side, but that doesn't mean to say that it doesn't exist at all. Things don't exist from their own side, but still they do exist. Still, we have this disparity between the way things appear and the way they really are. So the way they appear is not really not the way that they actually exist. At the same time, we get sort of like hung up in or stuck in the way things appear. We're fixated on the way things appear. We're not really aware of the way that they actually are. And if we do understand the way things actually are, then we'll be able to break free of that kind of that kind of situation. So, in other words, if we try to understand that, if we try to practice, if we practice the Buddha's teachings, then that leads to liberation. That's going to lead to liberation. If you want liberation, then by practicing the Dharma, then you will achieve liberation. Of course, if you don't, then you won't. And that's really the basic Buddhist sort of philosophical outlook or worldview.
Tinde inza ji ta ngaran sugende ba digi re minde ba dunghe re digi phunsun soba druya chi thanda drube thap thila ane gomulu du gi 페이지 나라 삼은 전주 샘대 인상도 미다둥에 동아시 자와 숨부 샘종체 초도 샘네 종체베 중이라시 매베이스 다 단대다와 가다가 찾으시도 왔어 어디나라 미다바다 둥아와다 동아사지기 지 숨고도 왔어 늦게 탐제 미다바스 말베 사제 탐제 둥아와 최 탐제 동신 다메버스 동신 다메버스 들레 동부지 니 당주도 와 최 동아시 미다 둥에 동아시 저 준비 샘종체스 다 가르르스나 미다바다 둥아와 당 에네 지 다제라와지기 다기 동아 소리지래 드라이 다 팀레직 체제 강달 근데 동아 투저기 미다 동아 동아 숨부 되기 안에 가르쳐 그래 로 처리야 쿠야 안에 가르쳐 그래 지 룽아기 녀저 dom야 옹원도 두야 어다 팀대지기 원주 처리지레스 당 원주 처리 나지 다와이나 동반이를 쇼와치레스 동반이를 바바들 말해 바바 말해 동반이를 쇼 동반이를 치외 탑르치 도스chen 당보 누시 탐지기 초 미다보 고면 제 탐지기 초 발랑 제디 쫓아와 있어 미다보 공부 티 야보지 내도 송바 있나 안에 지문에는 최강 냠술렘바티 부타가당 누바차당 안에 슈차가 연구였어 대담아주나 안에 세디나 셰기 캐네 안에 젤로토로 딘들이야 안에 주두였어 젤로토로
tadi Jerusalem ke plan ni mita
동네 동화시
no
자와 숨부 샘종체스
좀
샘마미 바미바차 샘종체 초도 샘네 종체바 칭이랑 심해바 인스타 쇼고쇼고데 다음에바데 네 따티 니리 타바 조제기 탑 통만 이바데 아니 칭이 되스 오타
member dojeba
어디라나 디기도 마미바차 담보숨드레스 초도 샘네 종체바 도칭인드레스
And so we all want happiness. Nobody wants suffering. And to get the best kind of, the most excellent kind of happiness, we need to know the method. So what is the method for that? And actually, this is something, I think it's in the what they call it, anyway, it's the Bodhicitta commentary by Nagarjuna Chandrasemdral. I can't remember what they call that in Sanskrit, but anyway, it doesn't matter. The Chandrasemdral. So there he states, Nagarjuna states that impermanence, suffering, and empty are the way, are the method for making the immature mind mature. So for maturing the mind, bringing the mind from a state of immaturity to maturity. And then, so in a way, they are what kind of encourage us to really practice Dharma seriously, refraining our mind, not just our mind, like refraining from the destructive actions that bring suffering, and instead creating the causes for a good, favorable rebirth, that kind of thing. And then, and then the selflessness is like the supreme method. So those subdue the mind, but the teaching on selflessness is what's supremely subdues the mind. In other words, it brings the matured mind, the mind which has become mature already, to liberation. In other words, brings you to definite goodness, to liberation in that sense. And the tombala show said
tombanila sholwa tombanila baba tombanila 파바스 큐기 진이 가자와 땡땡이를 잡는 죠 대양양에 다치 시규면제 결메스 땡지 대변을 숨어내시다 당보 미다바 숨야도 눈가바 숨야대야 자와 동반이기 따war리야 아니 고메야기들이야 티베 탑레스 티베 치거레스 두조 고망도 마송아 동반이를 람사직 세트 데스카버스 어디인가 동반이를 쇼바인스 강사랑게 두제 다가 동안을 서부터 동반이를 바바인스 강사랑게 두제 다가 동안 단 인도 dingi damage yorba tuzo tongbanyi ngus temba de marade tongbanyi baba tres and ta ji ta tanjuba tungni ko ma susha de tongbanyi ngus pabar bas.
So now what this leads us to understand also is that all of the and this is also stated in that same part of this text by Nagarjuna, that everything that the Buddha taught either leads to the understanding of emptiness or sort of encourages you towards the understanding of emptiness, actually leads to the understanding of emptiness or is directly about emptiness. So the meditation on impermanence and suffering, they lead you in the sense of like encouraging you towards the meditation on emptiness, because meditation on emptiness straight away would be quite difficult. You know, you need that kind of, the mind needs to be sort of prepared in a way to bring it to the point where, you know, there is the wish to meditate on emptiness and so forth. Then you can go through that process. Then, for example, the teaching on the selflessness in the sense of, the selflessness of the person, in the sense of teaching that there is no person that is self-supporting or substantially existent, that leads, that actually comes down to emptiness. It's not explicitly talking about emptiness, like, you know, according to the Prasangika view, but what it comes down to is the teaching on emptiness. And then the teaching on the actual Prasangika view itself, that, you know, directly is about emptiness. No.
Da lenyungi shawanchingi pangbe pungbo di ane dunga verang shinchi re di dobe tabla ya chunyi tishinyi tongbanyi singi gomgo re di gomba yina ane lujen tamchele ya ane tele chotuyagi tambo korane rangshingi tatabaji rik rangshingi tume tatabaji yore tele ya susu lobjong cheche tosam gomsungi ane nyembo dame dobe ten gombe gone ane ribatele chetuyaji chebe gone nyande singi shiwa nyande singi toya yore sungayagi tinde lamdente ta zambulingi naliya churu mangbo yubekine nangba chigo sange chundende rangi chibo ina ta sungshawa diya sange chundende koran rangi ta rawang gon dambar jawa o shenda chi sungi jeje di ma lenje shaba solji mayba rawang gon dambar tinde inza mawanda meba tinju rawang gon dambas o tinde sin sange chundende ta keju shidu tusredo was ta tingone tane manzu nangba chigo ngene o 다 산제래야 산산 요래 구수 현다면다베기 다 전리 부지 요르스 디 떠라디 제대 쳐쳐르데 투무 마임베 산제기 투무 마임베 연데인데 뭐 단데디 찍으려도 왔어.
The teaching that at the moment we're not independent. We don't have real, what do you call it, independence. Yeah, we don't have real independence because of being under the control of karma and, or let's say autonomy, maybe is a better word. We don't have autonomy because of the fact that we're controlled by karma and the mental afflictions. And it's because of them that, you know, they are the cause from which, depending upon which, due to which we have these our present aggregates, our body and mind and so on, aggregates which are in the nature of suffering. And I think that it's very clear that the teaching that if you want to be free of that suffering, then all you need to do is meditate on emptiness. Maybe I shouldn't say all you need to do. What you really need to do is meditate on emptiness, because we all have this what we call lineage. We all have this Buddha nature, which is at the moment obscured, and those obscurations will be gradually eliminated through meditating on emptiness. And when you're free of those obscurations, then you achieve liberation, you achieve enlightenment. And that teaching, it really is, it really is unique to the Buddha. If you consider all of the various teachings that have been given in the world by various masters, it's really unique. That teaching is unique to the Buddha. And also he was able to teach it not like he heard it from somebody else and sort of like then teaching what he'd heard from somebody else to us. He actually found it out for himself, and on that basis he taught. And for this reason, we like in the dependent arising praise, we regard him as a peerless teacher, unequaled teacher. So of course it is quite acceptable, there's quite it's okay to praise the Buddha for physical attributes such as having the major and minor marks and so forth, but the real praise to the Buddha is in terms of what he taught, praising him for what he taught.
That tinde tombalana meba tinde chi gi ma tan shabatia duje kamda meba la tunje sungiyo ba duje kamda meba la tunje ane ji su gi tawa gom tupsu chi tol sungbo ma do chi be kora gom tu gi yonare menare gangalo ya ane be gangalo de tanjo gi tawa na shi ane sungures tindeske sungmeba tinde indu ane ji chadamawa da tumdashi singindi da 중국에 내가 데려도 왔어 다 chadamawa 다부 tindelaya rigashela chadamawa rigashela ane kansa tajen rawan jingi dagi tongwa chirobe debe kansa takwawa jibuwa rawanwa o tindegi ji denshen dinepa lu dile shenbe shenda jigi ane tendumin jibu takwawa 원주 따바사로 든지 따바와 지부와 아니 차실 때문에 라와와 유견을 맞대고 라와와 땐 차실 맞대고 지부와 유견을 맞대고 라와와 땐도 민주 따바와 다 든지기 다지 열에서 디기다 배드 뉴주 강가 디고 용버레서 든지기 다디 여 말다스 제제 다자 라와진기 다기 동아지수 든지지 이내야 쿠코와 다 여바다고 어떤데지 야송이었지. 다 텔레 테스트 지 sem기 뉴세 채워질라야. 다자랑 완전히 나게 동화 정도 마세. 강사 승인데 란저투버 아니 다시 풍소라야. 되바 매베 텐데 란자와 제유지 요마르다스 강사 란저투베 제유기 나게 동화를 다스. 이제 딱 지단 천도니는 다 매바 승인데 강사가 다음에 란저투베 제 딱 동화 승이지 숨겨요 봐. 레다 강사가 다음에 도스체 강사가 다음에 란주 멘제레 다 이나야 전도니기 qabla 안 강사가 다음에 마도 취기 다음에 봤는데 숨겨매 없지. 다 되네 샘점바 연체라 안 강사가 다음에 봤다 란저투베 제 딱 동화 대점만 봐. 디팅도 취기 다음에 봐달라 tumdagrang susugi ta lu samgoda tune sungzi zeishingi dagi tungwe chigi dame ba singi sem zambala ane ranjuba dabuchili ina dakshi pungso udubi chwe tamche tentamba matruwa nawayongi shawa mayimbe yurangi tungu mayimbe delu jungwane matruwa tire tindes cheche ko tawa de charu chini 마주 숨고도 왔어. 콜라에 내가 지도 왔어.
Now, when the Buddha taught, he always took into account what his students were capable of. In other words, taking into account their individual dispositions and what they, their values and so on. And so he didn't, even though he knew that ultimately what was correct in terms of the absolute nature of reality was emptiness, the way that it's explained in the Prasangika system, he didn't force that onto people. Like that's the truth. So that's what I'm going to tell. That's what I'm going to teach everybody. Rather, he taught reality in such a way that the people would be able to, understand it. In other words, taught reality according to their level. And so within Buddhism, we have these 4 philosophical schools, Vaibhashika and so forth. Now, so for the Vaibhashikas, certain Vaibhashikas anyway, they have the idea that there is, when it comes to the nature of reality, then their understanding is that there is no self which is permanent in the sense of not being subject to change, and then being a single or solitary in the sense of not having parts, and independent in the sense of not depending upon causes and conditions, which is the kind of self that is taught by the non-Buddhist system. So for them, reality means that there is no self which has those attributes. And yet they do, again, not all Vaibhashikas, but there are some that accept the idea of like somehow an identifiable person that is like the one who carries the load, carries the burden. The burden would be the aggregate. So just like there is a person that carries a burden, so the aggregates would be the burden, like the burden that the person carries. So they accept, that there is the existence of a person like that. Then, so that's like the most superficial understanding of reality that the Buddha taught. Then something a little bit more refined, a bit more developed, you have within the Vaibhashika system and also in the Sautrantika system, the idea that it's not just that there's no self that's permanent, single and independent. There's also no self which is self-supporting and substantially existent, which would be a self or a person that doesn't depend upon the aggregates, isn't somehow controlled by the aggregates. And so actually that kind of selflessness, so they call that would be called the selflessness of the person. They do accept that. They don't talk about selflessness of phenomena. They talk about selflessness of the person. That kind of selflessness of the person is something that's accepted all the way through to the Svatandrika system. But what's special about the Vaibhashikas and the Sautrantikas is that that's as far as they can go with their understanding of reality. They don't accept the idea of selflessness of phenomena at all. So then when you start looking at the systems that we usually consider to be higher and or more developed, more refined in their understanding of the view of reality than the Vaibhashikas and Sautrantikas. In other words, the Chittamatras and the Madhyamikas. Within the Madhyamikas, you have Svatantrika and Prasangikas. So they all have some kind of idea that there is a selflessness of phenomena, but they have different ideas about what it means. And in fact, that the idea becomes, again, more developed as you go up through the schools to the Prasangikas. So for some of them, the selflessness of phenomena means there's no
form and valid mind realizing form that that exist with some kind of difference in substance. So they accept they don't exist. They accept the existence of that difference in substance, and so that's the selflessness of the phenomena for them. And then the within the Madhyamika, you have the Svatantrikas who have an even more refined understanding of the selflessness of phenomena. For them, what's negated when we talk about emptiness, because emptiness means you're negating something, right? So what's negated is something which something which exists in and of itself or through its own like reality, without depending upon appearing to an unharmed, no, what do you call it? Unmistaken mind, undamaged mind, let's say. This will become clearer later anyway. So they say there's no such thing. There's no such thing which is completely, exists in and of itself, even independent of appearing to an unmistaken, let's say for the moment, mind. So then so that's the limit to the Svatantrika's understanding of selflessness, and then the selflessness of phenomena. And then with the Prasangikas, then you get to the final, the most developed, the most refined understanding of reality, which is that there's nothing existing from its own side at all.
That tanjuwe ngwene shayundu semsambegi sungdeag sungzezeshinge dagtonge chigi dame. Ranjube lonome nawang shabamayimbo yorang tumumayimbo dilungone chube tongwe ene tantamba matube chigi dame. Bo tuzu samarlo ene lujigi tongba. Ho otendiji da luju shabachi. Ho otendiji liya cheje da kandar ene ngone tanegi tanjuwagi ene ji dame beten ten beyumbe kawleya ji mingyang tayo tsamgi tenju yuchen tu che ne ane shite rangon tuba mikte tamje shik tuba chi gogol mato di meba ina chi tsamgi ane da meba ten de beba ina ya yamena nitsewa chagre yamena lojegi chagre sne o dus chene sungudu wasta o tuzu chedi ta yam sho ngöjing chena an ten데 있는 당보 코라네 탄주버가 찍어 로종 체셔나 이제 예지 레도 나마 도나 맞는 리를 봤어 말이지 옆에 있나 데텐데 멤버래 단다 준주고 나려야 코멜로지기 오마 시기네스 좀더 오마게 다음에 텐텐랑 맵수 되게 로종 약보지 고아지 차바 있나 에네 디 코마티기 오마들 너지 리바타인도 들려 견딘데 중도 다 오메기 들로견 된데지도 오메 따와 들로견 된데지도 다 들렌 따와 고마도 초래 샤스마지게 나만들 레 치마치마 스나민도 고마들 연대 학벌도 통한 거네 에네 따와 떠야라 케어레스네 계속 좀 쉬어라 준주고 나라 근데 숨고도 와 된데지게 터라 에네 단데디 최탐제 동시 나매봐 생애디 신고그래 디신소나 냥에는 내가 쉬어 토그래 숭하게 당부 상계 좀 된데기 같은데 승샤베기 최탐제 동시 나매봐 사야들라 다 지금 찍을 마샤버치지 된다가디 아니 야체로 단제 좀더 알아서 시주 어떻게 가르해도 되게 신고야 디나네 만호와지다 양다버지 딱 가기를 해샤 뭐유다 tumbo 가기를 해샤 어떤 건지야 튼다 다 된데지가 튼다라 당고 아마 건지 세디 다 까지 다 텔레버를 봤어.
As far as the Prasangikas are concerned, those ideas of selflessness really involve negating something which has just been made up by the mind, something that's been invented. Like in the case of the Chittamantra idea that selflessness of phenomena means refers to the absence of of the mind and its object being different in substance. So they say that's
So that's an emptiness of something that's been made up by the mind. And likewise, in the case of, they have the same idea, the same view of the Svatandrika idea of the selfless as a phenomena, which refers to means a lack of, an absence of an object that exists by way of its own unique way of being without depending upon appearing to an unmistaken mind. They say that also is the emptiness of something that's just been made up by the mind. It's not real emptiness, in other words. So for them, the emptiness needs to be the emptiness of something which leaves conventionally an object that exists as mere name and mere imputation by, like a mere imputed existence, merely imputed. So any other emptiness is either going to be a partial emptiness. In other words, you've negated some of what needs to be negated, but not everything. You've left something behind. Or it's just an emptiness which is the negation of something that's just made up, invented. And so the question could easily arise if it's the case that, you go through these schools and you can see that actually the one that's the most accurate is the Prasangika view, then why not teach that right from the beginning? Why bother about all of those other ones? So the answer actually, or let's see, the answer to that question really is it can be found in the great Bodhisattva Shantideva's Bodhicharyavatara, where he makes the point that the lower systems, so like Vaibhashika would be considered the lowest, and then you gradually work up to the Prasangika. So the lower systems help you to understand the more advanced systems, because when the Buddha said all phenomena are empty and selfless, and that if you understand that, then you're going to achieve liberation. He didn't just leave it like that with a few sort of like dry words. He really expanded on it, and in fact, through his teachings, we have these 4 schools of thought based on the Buddha's own teachings. Those 4 schools of tenets, and so it really is very helpful to understand the more advanced systems by understanding through using reasoning that the lower systems are not accurate, and then that sort of throws the next one into relief. You can see more clearly that like, for example, Vaibhashika to Sautrantika, you see the faults of the Vaibhashika system. That makes you see how the Sautrantika system in comparison is much better, and it is much better, superior to the Vaibhashika, and so on. So in that way, the understanding of the lower ones helps you to understand the higher ones, and that's why it's worth going through all of these systems and all of their ideas. And that's really the main point of this text, the recognizing my mother.
Tindechi nezul tene ta chumda sati sheng jikta lobchen zamshi ji omadi tadu dinji orda gamadi tadu dinji orda sne sheje dushe zamaimba rangyu gi ta dungye gi zawa jingu yebe ina zawa jinje gi ani nyembo dame dobe sherab singendi an tarak jumba khande goguye o tindechi ngoshiala tumda singendi meta bachi she goya de meta bachi o tinde indu ji ngaranso ji nanchu tonye jenchu maungbalya tumda sayade denden lobjong chegwaji denden ridwas jawarum chegi o shungchambu lobjong yaya chegor sunga nenga ji terwas.
And so here what we're talking about is the topic of tenets, as we often call it, Buddhist tenets, Buddhist philosophical systems, the Buddhist schools of thought, if you like. So if you really, if you think about it, learning about these different philosophical systems, it's not just something to study so that your knowledge about Buddhism increases. That's not the point. The point is to think about your own suffering, and if you want to be free of that suffering, then to understand that you need to meditate on selflessness and trying to understand the different levels that are presented concerning selflessness, different levels of selflessness. And to be able to understand those different levels of selflessness, it's really vital to study tenets. And so that's why, since understanding it is tenets is indispensable, it's really good to study tenets. And in fact, this is why when His Holiness encourages everybody to study the great texts, is because it's for that very reason, that it's to do with your own mind and your own suffering and so forth. No. So we'll stop there. No. No. So we'll do the finishing prayers. No. So we'll do the that prayer, yeah, the one that's up there. Though he's the father, producer of all conquerors, as a conqueror's son, he produced the thought of upholding the conqueror's dharma in infinite worlds. Through this truth, may the conqueror Lord Sang's teachings flourish. When of yore, in the presence of Buddha Indraketu, he made his vow, the conqueror and his offspring raised his powerful courage. Through this truth, may the conqueror Lord Sang's teachings flourish. That the lineage of pure view and conduct might spread, he offered a white crystal rosary into the sage, who gave him a constant prophecy. Through this truth, may the conqueror Lord Sang's teachings flourish. His pure view, free of eternity of destruction. His pure meditation, cleansed of dark, fading, and fog. His pure conduct, practiced according to conqueror's thought. May the conqueror Lord Sang's teachings flourish. Learned since he extensively sought out learning. Reverence, rightly applying it to himself. Good, dedicating all for. May the conqueror Lord Sang's teachings flourish. Through being sure that all scriptures, definitive, interpretive, were without contradiction, advice for one person's practice, he stopped all misconduct. May the conqueror Lord Sang's teachings flourish. Listening to explanations of the three Pitakas, realized teachings, practice of the three trainings, his skilled and accomplished life story is amazing. May the conqueror Lord Sang's teachings flourish. Outwardly calmed and subdued by the hearer's conduct, inwardly trusting in the two stages practice, he allied without clash the good paths of Sutra and Tantra. May the conqueror Lord Sang's teachings flourish. Combining voidness explained as a causal vehicle with great bliss achieved by a method that effectuates. Heart essence of 80,000. By the power of the ocean of open doctrine protectors, like the main gate, three beings, the quick acting Lord, Vaisravana, Kamayama, may the conqueror Lord Sang's teachings flourish. In short, by the lasting of glorious Gurus' lives, by the earth being full of good, learned, reverent holders of the teaching, and by the increase of power, patrons, may the conqueror Lord Sang's teachings flourish. Kyabje Jhado Rinpoche Dec, Kyabje Jhado Rinpoche Dec, Kondo Baba Sho Kanre Rawe Kore Shingan Enande wa Malde Chungwene Chenre Ziwan Tenzin Yazo Ye Shape Site Patu Tenchu Tausu Janshin Jangyun Gyawe Ten Zingyon Bewe Kundu Tobos Chosongo Eminegmun Tutupa Tazo Duje Kundu Shapten Sho Sangye Temba Tawa Tan Tenzin Kyobu Shabet Dogundegi Jungwa Tan Nega Tatu Tuntu Sho Jamba Pao Chita Kembat Kundu Zambo De and Dejin De Tega Taloji Gawa De Tanjera to Ngo to Sunship Gawa Tamshiki Ngoa Kala Chotung Number
Dagi gewe sawa di gyungyan zambo che che rab no wa ingi